What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? And welcome back to another Clash Mini video on the channel. In today's video, we are going over balance changes. Emergency balance changes are coming into Clash Mini, and let's just break down what each and every single one of these changes are and how it will affect the meta. First off, we're going to go into the hero section, and we're going to be going over to Archer Queen. The base HP is increased to 11 from 10, so this is a 1 HP increase from the Archer, to the Archer Queen. The new second ability is going to be Inspire. Gains 20% aid speed when casting super. Level 2 is going to be plus 10%. Level 3 is going to be plus 10%. And level 4 is going to be plus 10% hit speed. So 50% total hit speed here at max for the Archer Queen here for its second ability, Inspire. And then the third ability is going to be Queen's Gambit. When HP drops below 50%, her and surrounding allies gain invisible for 2.5 seconds once per round. So this means the 3 minis on top, the 3 minis below, and the mini side to side of the Archer Queen. That is going to be what surrounding is. But let's just jump right into what the second ability means. The second ability used to just charge up and speed up allies around the Archer Queen, including the Archer Queen, for a couple of seconds. And then it used to be at 45%. Now, whenever the Archer Queen is in her super, it's going to be a huge 50% speed up. So this is a massive increase in speed up duration, and it's when the Archer Queen needs it the most, which is when she is supering, which is why this is going to be a huge buff for the Archer Queen, and the Archer Queen is going to be absolutely insane, especially with this new third ability as well. Next up, we're going to be going into the minis here. We're going to be continuing with the buffs. We are going to be going over to the Dark Goblin. The third upgrade, the Power Shot, is now going to deal plus 2 damage against enemies with block or shield. Previously, it did 2 times the damage, which really only meant you need to get the value when you were either playing a Barb King or if you're a Barcher or something like that, but that never got you enough value because the Barcher always ended before the shields came into play. Now you can play the Dark Goblin with other heroes and be able to do 2 damage to blocked ally, or should I say enemies. Let's just say a battle healer is shielding up. You're still going to be able to do 2 damage per shot onto the battle healer because it negates the 1 damage that the Dark Goblin has. Pretty solid buff here for the Dark Goblin. I'm really excited to play the Dark Goblin, especially with Shield Maiden, because that's going to be really strong in the current meta, especially with that upgrade. Next up, we're going to be going over to the nerfs here, and I know a lot of people have been crying for nerfs on a couple of minis, but first we're going to go into the Ice Wizard. So this is a nerf and then a little bit of a buff here, but overall a super big nerf because the main ability, the Frostbolt, is slightly getting decreased on its attack speed reduction, which means it is going to get a big nerf because a lot of people rely on that Ice Wizard to super slow right off of the bat, and it's not going to be able to do that with this nerf. Next up, we're going to be going over to the third upgrade. Ice Block frees himself and nearby allies becoming unable to move, but immune to damage. Status now is going to end after 2.5 seconds instead of 3 seconds. So this is a buff here because if they don't have Clash abilities or if they miss your minis, you're going to be coming out of stasis 0.5 seconds faster, which is going to be a buff for the Ice Wizard, but it still is a very slow buff, and not a lot of people use this ability. Really, it's only going to be used against Clash decks, and Clash decks really aren't so strong right now in the current meta. Next up, we're going to go into the next mini that is getting nerfed, and that is going to be the Archer. I know a lot of people were calling for an Archer nerf, and now you're going to get one. Rush can no longer be stacked. So the new third upgrade can no longer be stacked, which is massive because you were getting those super stacks with, you know, the Barbarian King and, you know, double Barbarian Kings, and you were just having a crazy amount of stacking with the Archer. Especially there was a couple of bugs as well that were blowing up the Archer, and now the Archer is definitely going to be scaled back a little bit, and it isn't going to be able to go absolutely nuts. So if you have a Barbarian King and you have a 3-star Archer, now if the Archer gets an elimination with the Barbarian King, it's not going to get 80% faster attack speed and just clear the entire board. Next up, we are going to have the Battle Healer. This is going to be the last nerf for the minis here in the Battle Healer, the second upgrade rush. Allies receiving Healing Wave are going to be gaining block now for 2.5 instead of 3 seconds. So this is a 0.5 second reduction on block, which is actually pretty massive if you think about it. You know, it is a, what is that, a 16.6% reduction right there to that. Wow, that was just really quick math of the block duration, which is actually more than you would think. It definitely is going to slow down the or should I say battle healers from taking over the meta. And also there's a bug fix that in some scenarios block was stacking up and causing it to block 2 damage and just continually to stack. That is now taken out of the game. So that's going to be a pretty big nerf to the battle healer. Next up, we have some other changes and some bug fixes. They fixed the bug with the KO ability cannot be triggered while being hit with the Mucho Puncho. I know a lot of people were playing the Mucho Puncho when giant skeletons weren't spawning and everything like that. That bug is now fixed. Fix the bug with a Lava Golem would super and just go right through the Barbarian King. The Barbarian King would not get off its invincibility. That is now going to be fixed. Extended the mini pass 3 until April 3rd and added 40 more tiers to the mini pass. So now the mini pass is going to be $10 instead of $7, but there is going to be 80 total tiers instead of 40. So it's going to be a little bit longer because the team did have COVID, so they did have to get through that. So what they're doing is they're putting a beefy mini pass for the next season, or should I say for the next mini pass season, and that's going to be going to April 3rd. Then we have the trophy gain to facilitate a more friendly trophy climbing experience for new players before reaching Silver 3 and Grandmaster players before reaching Legendary Arena. So it's going to be a nice little smoother transition for newer players to push all the way up into Legendary Arena. And that is going to conclude the end of the balances inside of Clash Mini for this next, I guess you can say, mini emergency fix. I hope you guys are enjoying the content onto the stream. I love each and every single one of you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you think this was enough, not enough. Let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my next video.